Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Python interview questions. That is how generator function in Python can be used as an iterator in for loop. Let me answer. In Python, in for loop, we can use different things as an iterators. That is, we can use a list as an iterator in for loop. We can also use tuple as an iterator in for loop. Along with that, we can also use this generator function also as an iterator in this for loop. Let me practically demonstrate this for you, how this is possible. Okay. First, I'll show you, before I go for the generator function of using that as an iterator in for loop, I'll show you how the list can be used as an iterator in for loop. Okay. So here I'll create a list here with a list of values 9, 1, 5, 7. If you provide this list of elements inside the square brackets, it becomes a list, guys. Okay, this is nothing but a list. Now, how to use this list as an iterator in for loop? Write like this: for I in A, that's it. Okay, for I in A, for I in list, here this list is an iterator. We are using this particular list as an iterator in this for loop. I can simply say print of I, that's it. Okay, if I run this code, you will get all these list elements printed in the output, okay, with the help of the for loop. That means, you see, all the elements of the list got printed in the for loop, okay, using the for loop. So that means in the for loop, we have used this list as an iterator. In place of this list, can I use a generator function? Yes, that is possible, okay. Let me delete this list here. Let me create a generator function. How to create a generator function in Python? Def as a normal function. The way you create a normal function using the def keyword in Python, you have to do the same thing, followed by, we have to give the name of the function as you give for the normal function. Let's say sample underscore gen, okay, some random name I am giving. So here guys, to use this generator function as a iterator in this for loop, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call this function here, okay. I'm going to call this function sample gen like this, okay. And here I'm going to pass some value, say 5, okay. And here I'll receive this in the parameter. In this generator function, I'm going to receive that 5 as a parameter here, okay. 5 will go and fall into the x. Now, this is lowercase x. Yes, lowercase x. That's fine. Now, what I'm going to do now is, inside this function, I'm going to write some logic. That is for I in a range of this x. Okay, for I in, I'm just creating a sample example, guys. Okay, for I in range of x. To convert this normal function into a generator function, I have to use a keyword known as yield keyword, yield of I. Okay, that means what happens in this case, you just see, guys. Okay, if you say sample gen of 5, this sample function will be called, gen function will be called, and this 5 will go into this parameter x of this generator function. Now this for loop will be executed where for I in range of 5, because x is 5, right? Range of 5. Range of 5 means what? From 0 to 4. This for loop will iterate from 0 to 4. In every iteration, the I value will be set. Okay, yield keyword will be called, and I value, yield of 0, yield of 1, yield of 2, yield of 3, yield of 4, till yield of 4. Okay. To understand more about this generator functions, I have answered this in the previous interview questions, guys. You can cover there. You can understand that. I'm not going to cover about generator functions in this, okay, in this session as part of answering this question. So you can go through the previous 2 videos, okay, where I covered all about the generator functions, okay, to get an idea. Fine. Anyhow, so here what's happening, guys? Okay, so here yield 0 to yield 4 is being created inside this function, generator function. Now, these yield values are being passed here to this I, and you are printing. That's it. Okay, yield 0 to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are iterated here. Okay, you are using this generator function as an iterator here, so you don't have to use any next inbuilt function here. In this case, automatically the for loop will take care of that. Okay, here for loop is using the generator function as an iterator, so it can iterate through all these yield values. Okay, so for every iteration, it will call one yield, and that value will be stored here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For every 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be printed in the output. Like this, guys. You see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 got printed in the output. 5 went here, yield of 0, yield of 1, yield of 2, yield 3, yield 4, yield up to 4. 0 to 4 got created. That yield 0 to 4 are assigned to this I for every iteration. Okay, for every yield value is assigned in every iteration of this for loop, because we are using the generator function as an iterator in this for loop, and that value, that is a yield of 0, 0 will come and 0 will be printed. Yield of 1, 1 will be printed. Okay, since we are using this as an iterator, we will get all the values of the yield, and for each iteration, one yield will be called. That yield value will be printed in the output. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be printed. Okay, so hope guys you understood how generator function in Python can be used as an iterator in for loop. Okay, in Python, in for loop, we can use different things as an iterators, like a list we can use an iterator, tuple we can use an iterator. In this session, okay, as part of answering this question, I showed you practically how a generator function can also be used as an iterator in for loop. Okay, so that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to answer another Python interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye-bye.